So I've heard of people remember watching their parents or watching their parents on the TV, like dancing at the Colonial. Do you remember any of that? Is that?
What's that again?
They used to, I don't know if it's like a partnership with like the South Bend TV station that came down here and filmed the things at the Colonial.
Dancing at the Colonial.
And you could watch it on TV.
I don't remember that.
We were poor folks. Only the rich folks danced at the Colonial.
Okay.
I got some of the doors out of it when they tore it down.
I grew up on a farm, so I don't much about the city of Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
Bill grew up in town, so he knows
Sure.
more about it.
You know, I think the thing it's still in Rochester, on top of the building there where the First National Bank used to be on Main Street, it's still got them lights up on the top where the telephone operators to get a call for something, they need the sheriff, they'd flip a switch and them lights would come on, so when the sheriff was around, they could see if they needed him or not.
Huh.
They used to do that. I think I was still going when Lawrence Norris was in there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The operator, because I remember when I went to work for the phone company, we still had operators. Had about
Well, they had the
26
Masonic
operators.
Lodge up there, too.
Huh?
Didn't they have the Masonic Lodge up there?
Yeah, at that time, but the lights
Yeah.
was outside the top on the building, so that was the tallest building around, so if the sheriff was around close, they could look and see if that lights was on, he knew he had to go to their telephone company or call them and find out what's going on.
Interesting.
Well, the sheriff's family lived in the jail. And several years ago,
I think-
his daughter wrote a whole bunch of stories, and we published it in our quarterly, I guess. Or,
What sheriff are you talking about, Shirley?
no,
Lawrence?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the families lived in the jail.
So that's why the jail used to be a house.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the last one that lived in the jail was Nugent, wasn't it?
yeah.
And Lawrence was the only sheriff that had kids in the jail while he
And Lawrence served 3 terms as sheriff?
Yeah, and then they've changed the rule so that they couldn't be a sheriff more than 2 terms, but he'd already done 3 terms, so couldn't take it back.
Sure.
But that was the end, 12 years. Yeah, he was kind of famous for how rough he was on the drunks. I think
Okay.
he'd slugged them and put them in the jail. But anyway, you didn't want to get drunk around Sheriff Norris.
Okay. When was he
didn't
sheriff?
like drunks.
Oh, when was he
40s.
sheriff?
Huh?
40s.
In the 40s and 50s?
Yeah,
Because he also went to war too, didn't he? Wasn't he in World War II? Lawrence?
I don't remember that.
I think he was.
but didn't he have a
He
one
used to come
time?
in and tell all kinds of horror stories about different things that he'd seen.
Oh, that's
over his
right. He
life.
was at Pelly Lou. Yeah,
And
I always remember that name, Pelly Lou. It's an island, and it was horrible.
Hmm.
And he said, "You recognize the smell of death." Oh, the stories he told us. Should have recorded him.
Wasn't Lawrence the only sheriff, the first one had a preacher as a deputy?
Yeah, the pistol packing preacher. What was his name? Reverend Dixon or something?
I forget what it was, but he lived where the Masons at now,
Yeah.
or the Oddfellows, I mean. But yeah, they just. Yeah, I remember that.
I get memories of these people because they came in the museum and was telling all these different stories. Not that I'm that old, but
I've lived most of them.
You should have a tape recorder right there and flip it on when they start telling these stories.
some days I don't get anything done listening to everybody. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's how you learn.
Sure. So today
Remember when
used to be-
Betty Fox came and they put a scaffold up a 100-foot tower and danced on a 18-inch platform.
I saw that too, right there by the courthouse.
I used to put them up for them. I'd shimmy up the pole and
Circus
set
people,
the
I
poles
think.
and-
I don't know.
And
Okay.
Wow.
They
Bill,
don't-
Bill Coleman and I used to go around and set them poles up for him.
Well, I remember too seeing a wire strung across Main Street, and there was somebody walking across it.
Good on us.
Oh, God, I don't remember. Yeah, a lot of circus people stayed here for the rest of their life. I shouldn't say a lot of them, but some.
Three families, different
The
families.
Lambertis, the Zopies, the Gratonas.
Gratonas, yeah, Gratonas, Opie's, and Lambertis.
Well, then Lamberti was a
Heinzman was a,
crossing guard.
Yeah,
for
Fritz
school.
Heinzman.
And later
Fritz
years, a lot of
Heinzman
them.
was a wire walker.
Yeah, he died when
Yeah,
he
he
fell.
fell to his death, yeah.
Yeah,
Mr.
so his,
Heinzman?
yeah, so his son still lives here. What's his name, Francis?
Fritz.
The one,
Fritz.
the other two are gone.
Wow.
And then there was, what was it, some special circus act. It'll pop in my head, I suppose.
Did his dad die in Rochester? You know, run across?
No,
or
the
is
one
it
that
just-
fell, it was in Colorado, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, the High Wire Act. So his family stayed here.
Okay.
They
And
built
were
2 or
raised
3
by the
houses.
grandmother, yeah.
Yeah, they built 2 or 3 houses here along northern Main Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think grandma was Mrs. Kindig.
Yeah. Pauline Kindig, I think.
Mhm. And he was one of them that helped build around barns. Her husband.
Yeah. Oh, the round barn builders, Kindigs.
Okay.
Yeah, they were well known because of the round barns that they built. They must have built around, I don't know, 20 of them or something.
At least 11 of them, I think, of our barns were built by Kindigs.
Yeah.
So, back in the day, people could get everything they needed in downtown Rochester to get their groceries. They could get their clothes. They could get their hardware, everything. But
Mhm.
today, everybody goes out of town or
Right.
Or
buys
Walmart.
it on Amazon or
They go to Walmart and
Walmart.
get everything.
yeah.
Used to, if you went to Black and Bailey's to get something, and if they didn't have it, nobody had it. They
Right.
used to have old car parts up on the 3rd floor of that building.
Right.
Had an old round stove that I seen one time, an old round coal stove.
Oh, and they had a bowling alley upstairs.
Yeah, I bowled up there too.
I did too, and it did not have the machine that set up the
Pins.
pins, and so we would come down from the high school, because this was our 6 weeks PE class, and you'd have to sit up there, and when the pins got knocked down, then you'd jump down and set them all up, and then climb back up before they threw another ball.
Right.
We used to set pins back there. Used to get a nickel a line. I hated them old timers like me. Get to bowling because they bowl slow, and you don't get the other guys that can bowl their 8, 10 lines at once, you know, pretty fast. But when you get them all bowling slow, you don't make as much money. Once in a while, I'd hold that pin down and I'd stick with the 5 pin up, and then I'd hold that thing down if I had a bowl, and I would put a pin underneath that so it'd hold that pin up so you couldn't get strikes.
Really, that's illegal. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I'd done that a time or two.
you're going to jail.
The people I done it for are probably dead by now, so they can't come down with me.
I always loved going into Bailey's and even the dime store, because of the creaky floors as you walked in.
Oh, the wooden floors.
I think the hardest guy could throw the ball the hardest, I think it was Bob Jackson when he lived down there on College. He could throw that ball halfway before it even touched the alley.
Right.
I'll break
And
the
pins
floor.
would fly everywhere, even fly over 1 or 2 rows. It hit it them hard. But you can tell by each guy how he bowls, or when you're setting pins all the time. You set two alleys at a time. Each guy had 2 alleys, so.
Oh, let me tell you about the candy counter in the dime store.
Okay.
It was of glass, and each one, several different divisions of different kinds of candy. And I ran it. And the store supervisor was Guteneck, German name, Guteneck. And when I first started there, he said, it don't matter if you take and eat a little bit of candy, because he knew you'd get tired of it. So, the first week or so, oh boy, you was eating candy, but after that, I don't even want to see it.
Yeah.
But he was kind of a grump, Guteneck.
Where was that? That was it?
At the dime store, which would be on the corner, Schultz's dime store.
Schultz's dime store?
Yeah, where the doctor's office is now.
What, in 7th and Main?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where the
And Dow Thompson's shoe store used to be behind that dime store.
Oh, and he had a train.
We got a train here that, did we get it or give it back to his son?
So, thank you so
Is
much.
it still out in the round barn? He made that by scratching this by pictures. He made it. I think we still got it out there.
I think that his son took it.
Did he? I don't know.
Yeah, because we didn't have papers signed that he had donated it. Yeah, so.
But he
apparently
repaired
just loaned
it,
or
and
something.
he did that, built that little train by hand, or just by pictures.
Well, it's a good sized train. I mean, it'd be clear across this room
I think
almost.
he told somebody at that time it was 500 or a little more of that. If they pay him, he could make it work on steam, is the way he put it together.
Oh, wow.
So now they got them running around all
Yeah,
over.
we
They
don't
got
have
them
that
little
train
miniature
anymore, do
ones.
we?
What train?
Oh, that big one that came
Came from
from,
the shoe store? It's out in the depot.
oh, it's in the depot. Oh, okay, well,
Where it's always been, ever since I've worked here.
I
Yeah,
lost track of it.
I know he's talking about.
I always thought it was the neatest piece that we had.
Yeah, it's pretty good size.
Okay.
At least a foot tall, maybe a foot and a half.
Yeah.
I used to like going to the shoe store and look at that train.
Oh, I did too. Yeah.
But yep, it's still in the depot.
I was thinking his son came and got it or talked about getting it or something.
Nope,
Sure.
they didn't.
Well, remember Mrs. Sherbundy used to have her little circus wagon like there at the corner of 8th and Main,
Oh, yeah.
selling homemade candy.
Yeah, this was a full-size circus wagon, and
They put in parking meters and they made her move. They
so
wouldn't let her have it there.
she sold it, and I think it went to Hawaii or something.
Yeah, Dick Sherbundy was her.
Yeah, the mayor here at Rochester didn't want it.
Oh, my.
Mayor Jefferson. Yeah, I never forgave him for that.
Here's a picture of the.
Yep.
The airport.
Yeah.
Right there, that's, you know where that's at, don't you?
That's
That's right
Where
there
Man's
where
Lights is, right?
Rochester Meat and Deli was.
great.
Yes. Yes, they're still
I
there.
got, I got pictures of that already on my cell phone here.
Okay.
I got the old, you probably got pictures of the old runway too, ain't you? The newer,
From that airport?
yeah,
I think this might be the only
and the
picture
old
I have.
one's still there. 'Cause I used to land on the old runway airport, not that one, but the one across from Fansler's there.
The
Okay.
grass strip?
Yeah, I got pictures of what it looked like from the
Yeah.
air, because I took air photos of it.
My neighbor, Larry Evans, he learned to fly. He got his private flying license when he was, or his personal, I don't know the exact term, but flying
Where did
license
she
at this
go? I got a
airport.
picture of
And
her somewhere.
then he, of course, went to
I
the,
didn't get rid of it.
if he was in the Army or the Air Force. I think he's the Army. He's got an Army flag he hangs out. But he flew there and then came back, and they paid for him to get a commercial license.
This lady gave me my first airplane ride in that airplane.
Now, what's her name?
Helen House.
That's it, Helen House and her husband, Wayne Outselt.
Get that?
Had a lot to do with the airport and airplanes being here.
Uh-huh.
And Bill took his first ride with Helen House.
Helen House, yeah.
Okay.
That was, you were what, a little kid?
Oh, yeah, I was about 5, maybe 6.
And you were
Because
born,
she took me and my 2 sisters up.
okay, and you were born in 32,
Yeah.
so that'd be the late 30s.
Okay.
Then after she passed away, a whole box of her pictures was given to the museum. Remember that? Well, it's in here someplace. You're
No,
supposed to.
no, I don't remember that, Shirley, but you know,
We got pencil and paper, so.
after 42 years, I don't remember every single piece we've been given.
But we have computer, and
Oh, yeah, we have records to,
I remember back in World War II, they had some wax or waves, whatever, women in the service. They landed on the DC-3 out here at the airport to do something. I don't know what it was, but when they took off, they had to go catty-corner from where the lighthouse is now.
the restaurant,
Huh?
the restaurant.
Yeah, they take off catty-corner towards, what was it out there? Fulton Industries anyway, the runway. And as they took off, they was able to get off the ground and the tail wheel caught some wires from the railroad. Tore the wires loose on them, but didn't hurt the air. I suppose it didn't hurt the airplane anyway. They kept on going.
yeah, now, there was a crash out here, remember?
B-25 out there along the nickel plate. Yeah, out there off of, was it 200? No, 300. As you go around the lake, the road goes around the river, out here at the river and go, as you go around the curve and hit that railroad, and you turn north, that's right there where that plane crash is.
But there was also a crash with local guys that got killed.
Well, there's been a couple.
I can't remember
There's
their
been 2 or
names.
3 accidents there out here, but
Yeah,
yeah, I used to have a part of that airplane, B-25 that crashed back in the 40s.
we got a propeller here in the museum
But
from,
that ain't from it.
no, but it's from something. It says right there, the sign we made says what it is.
That's the first airplane crash in Fulton County.
Yeah, I think that's it.
We can say that now, nobody can prove the difference.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me today.
Okay, if you think anything else, holler, we'll help you out if we can.
Okay.
Probably.
See, some of the stuff they were telling today, we didn't say the last time, so, it's too bad it didn't record the last time.
Right.
I remember when the foundry used to make them incendiary bomb cases here at Rochester, because
Okay.
we called what they call little jackstones. After they made them, their parts fall off. We'd use them to shoot in our slingshots.
Huh.
So we could that kill about anything you hit.
It
Birds and
exploded?
stuff. We'd shoot a bird with it.
It didn't explode.
Huh?
The little things you shot with your slingshot, they did not explode.
No.
Oh, okay.
None of them did. They just was
Okay.
the casing so they could put the explosives inside when it got done.
They didn't actually put the explosives in it in Rochester. Just made the casing at the foundry.
Yeah, the foundry. Of course, it's called Rochester Products now, isn't it?
Rochester Metal Products.
Metal, yeah.
Oh, they got a history out there. They can tell you from the very beginning.
Hmm.
Yeah, they
Probably
got
could dig up over there next to the railroad and find some of that stuff.
Huh.
Take one of the big electric magnets and probably suck it.
Well, and they still had those hooks for the elephants when they had them in there when the circus was here.
Yeah,
It's over there in
to
the,
make them move and
Buildings.
stuff.
Right.
I thought the building was gone.
the one where the metal products is still there. The other building that was south of
Oh,
the
okay,
tracks,
yeah.
or south of 4th Street is gone. Because Jackson tore it down several years ago.
Well, that's all I can think of right now.
Yeah, now Jacksons have torn down a lot of buildings, and so they have a lot of interesting stories to tell.
Okay.
You know, Harvey Jackson's kids.
You ever been out to their
David.
place?
I drive through there once in a while. I work in Kiwanis, so I sometimes will take that road
Mhm.
instead of
Yeah.
just kind of see some of the different things. It's a beautiful place.